Hello YouTube, Facebook Live, and Twitch. Welcome to the live coverage of the Extreme World Racing League's Formula 1 Season 5, round number 8 of 22. I'm Emerson Arden, and we join you tonight at the virtual Sochi, Russia for the Russian Grand Prix. Well, it's not every day you see Formula 1 cars sharing the same stage as the Olympics, but that's exactly what we're doing today. 6 years ago, the Sochi Autodrome was built on the outside of Sochi Olympic Park, which hosted the 2014 Winter Olympics. Formula 1 cars, whether you love them or hate them around this track, can produce quite the show with these 90-degree corners and these long straightaways for slipstreaming opportunities. The overtakes at Sochi are none other than insane, and as qualifying is underway, 3 minutes taken off the board already. Let's go ahead and see what drivers we have around the track. Getting ready to get times onto the board. We have, looks like Ben right now is the furthest around on a lap, working his way in sector 2 already. So Ben in the Renault, we have 16 drivers in thus far, and we might get one or two more to make it an 18-car grid today. Potentially, at minimum 16. As Ben works his way through basically a bus stop chicane, and towards the end here of this third sector. Ben now comes to the final two corners. Now the final corner and the first time of the session. Ben goes top of the charts. 133, 121. Looks like next we'll have I guess the Ferrari of TK will be the next driver to set a lap time. TK goes top of the charts, a 131.934. He was on the soft, while Ben was on the medium. We have a racing point coming around at Stevens starting a timed lap. And the Red Bull of Robert has invalidated the lap time, but he would have been the third time on the chart. Next we have an AlphaTauri coming around. That is David wrapping up a timed lap. One driver will not make it to Q2 out of this group of 16. We'll see who it is. David goes third of 3 tenths off of Ben, 133.478. McLaren crosses line. Caden, second quickest, is 132.758. 8 tenths behind TK. Will have a Williams coming round. I think that was Freddie. Looks like we have a Renault. It's Ben coming into the pit lane. Yeah. Alright, Colton's coming around on finishing a lap, and that is an invalid lap for Colton. So Colton goes again. And we'll have a Red Bull coming around. Was that Foursquare starting another timed lap? And the Red Bull Troy goes top of the charts. Ferrari of Troy, yeah. That's totally what I said. A 131.465 for the Ferrari of Troy. A racing point crosses the line. That's Steven wrapping up a lap. Now the Red Bull. Looks like we'll have Killing for Cash heading back into the pit lane. Then we'll have on the backside of this course, Caden heading back to the pit lane. He'll have an AlphaTauri following him. That's David back to the pit lane. The Mercedes of Neil on an invalid outlap. he's on an outlap nonetheless, coming around to start one. I didn't say he was the only one. Colton coming around on a valid flyer. At the moment is valid. Working his way through the third sector. A lot of 90-degree corners makes it enticing to cut, especially with it being paved to the inside and outside of these corners track limits inside the white lines. Though it's painted, so the grip level is a little bit lower, and Colton goes fourth quickest. 8/100ths behind Caden, but also Colton set that lap time on 2 lap old softs. Freddie goes 7th of 7, and Foursquare making his return. First start in 7 races for Foursquare. Back into Red Bull, and he's 5th quickest at 1:32.960. We'll have a Ferrari coming around, heading back to the pit lane, then the Haas of Ryan starting a timed lap. We'll find the AlphaTauri of many things coming around to finish the timed lap, which is going to be invalid, so he'll start another flyer. We'll have the Williams of Charles. Don't mind the hideous name that he has on scoring. That is Charles, nonetheless. All jokes aside, that's just a cringy name. The Mercedes of Neil comes around right now on a valid flyer, finishing up the final sector, the final corner. Neil goes 3rd quickest behind the Ferrari duo of Troy and TK. Oh, yeah. It's okay. Charles is just, paying back. Oh, yeah. People love him. I guess I'm not people. Yeah. You know, I don't know, man. Anything Ferrari related just is so low. But Charles goes 2nd quickest in his Williams. It's a 1:31.525, and that is 6/100ths off of the pole, or not off the pole, but off of the top of Q1. And again, this isn't. It's been a minute since we've had a full qualifying session. I forgot how Q1 works. Totally not, no. But one driver, again, will not make it out of Q1. So all you need to do is set a time that will keep you above 15th. So you can go as fast as you want, but as long it doesn't matter how fast it goes, as long as you're in the top 15 at the session's end, and you don't DNF your car in this session. Here comes Dan rounding the final 2 corners. Where does Dan end up? He goes 5th quickest, a 1:32.318. That should be safe. But with half the session, well, less than half, we're actually 7 minutes remaining in the session. We'll see what happens. Steven returns, and he's looking to be full-time in the Racing Point, at least for now. We'll see. Yeah, he should be full-time in that Racing Point. See, a Haas wraps up a lap. Or just came across the line. I guess that was Ryan. Ryan went 6th quickest. Then, my goodness. Many things might not even make it to Q2 because he can't set a lap. Steven's retired from the session. He's crashed out. And he did not set a lap time. All you have to do is set a valid lap time to make Q2. Oh my goodness, there's a Haas coming around. Neil's okay. Neil's retired from the menu. He's retired from the menu. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. That racing point was destroyed. We saw a flash. We saw a flash of the racing point. It was annihilated. What's going on, Risky? 5 3/4 of a minute. Colton thinks he's safe. I mean, you are safe if you set a valid lap time. All you have to do is set a valid lap time. Yeah. No, bottom one. The two crash out. Because we had it earlier this season. And the only two who were eliminated were two people who crashed out. Either way, if it is the bottom two, a 134.0 should not be hard to beat, many things. Venti actually goes a 133.7. Yeah, because he just went a 3 tenths faster. Well, 2 tenths faster. 133.7, 83. Yeah, as long as you set a lap, you should be safe. Well, you know what? That sucks because you couldn't have set a lap time. And at least he could keep it. Yeah, at least he could keep it in between the white lines. So Steven with the early exit and him missing time the past few weeks, it's not going to look too good for him in the race, starting from the back of the grid. And one of the least amounts of track time today. I have Robert coming around. All he needs to do is set a valid lap time, and he should make it to Q2. And Robert, yep, 134.4, but that's all he needs is a valid lap time. All he needs is a valid lap time. And Jonathan Cox has joined the session. That means now one other person, if he can make it in on time. He might. Well, can he make it in? Jump in his Mercedes, put his setup in. Yeah, and then make it all the way around the racetrack to start a time lap. Oh yeah, I guess all he has to do is start. Because now all you have to do is out-qualify one person. I think Robert needs to get that memo as well. Yeah, if Jonathan is in, he's in. So now the bottom two will be eliminated. Yeah, he's got to get around the track in 2.5 minutes, which is pretty easy even if you're at a reduced pace. But he's got to get out of the pit lane. And then is Robert cooling off his tires to go for another flyer? And so Robert, he could make it in and switch his tires. He probably would have to fly around the track on his outlap. It is Jonathan Cox in the Mercedes. He's leaving the pit lane now with 1:50 remaining. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. So many things has to keep it in between the white lines and set a 134.3. And many corner cuts will not fly. How you doing, Jeremy? I'm glad you could join us for the stream. I know you weren't able to race today. Yeah, I mean, he needs track time, man. And Jonathan Jonathan's on a flyer now. Did he start a time lap or is he still on an out lap? Yeah. He'll make it. Yeah. Many things has got to keep it valid. Oh, that was close. Oh, man. He's fine for now. To the start finish line. It's a 1:33.5. Many things is in. So now Jonathan just has to be a 1:34.4. Jonathan has to set a valid lap time of a 1:34.459 or faster. Oh, yeah. It's either Jonathan or Robert who's out. Yeah. Everybody else can retire from the session. Foursquare needs some track time, so. Sorry. And a purple sector 1 for Jonathan. He's just got to keep it valid now. Oh yeah, he does have car 44. Yeah. but he has his own helmet. He has his own helmet. Yeah. Jonathan just needs to keep it valid. Purple sector 2. Can he keep it valid through the final sector? Oh. Just has to keep it in between the white lines. One more corner. It's valid. And it's top of the charts. What a lap. It doesn't mean anything other than he's through to Q2. But Steven and Steelen and Robert will not make it to Q2. No, he didn't stutter. Yeah, good on you. Alright. So, Steven and Killing for Cash out in Q1. 15 minutes on the chart now. The bottom 5 out of this session will not make it to Q3. We have a large group leaving the pit lane. Yeah, we have 2 AlphaTauris leaving behind a Renault and a Haas. This is going to be a slipstream fest if they stay together. You're all good, Jonathan. You made it to Q2, man, so that's all. Oh my god, many things invalidated his outlap. Right. Like all the timed laps. Yeah. All the timed laps in Q1 invalidated were intentional too. You're all good, Jonathan. Now you're in Q2. Just mentally reset, get yourself ready to roll. I do. So we have a lot of action on track, but the drivers in the pit lane still TK, Ryan, Dan, Neil, and Jonathan Cox. Probably all waiting for a little bit quieter track before they go out. We'll see how long they stay in the pit. So now can many things... Oh, there's a caution in Sector 3. That's clearing of Caden. Probably just slowing down, cooling the tires off. And we'll see if many things can get out of corner cut mode. It's pretty hard when that's his automatic mode. Yeah, default settings. His corner cut mode. He almost did. Oh, he extended. Not really, but I was gonna say he's higher than quite a few people in the standings. Easily. Yeah, right now many things is 6th in the standings. Ben goes top of the charts at 131.403 for Mr. Park. And it'll be David going second quickest to 132.802 on the mediums. We'll have a Williams come around. That's Freddie. No, it'll be Charles. Charles goes third of 3 at 132.936. Then Freddie. Freddie comes around and he will go 4th quickest. Then Venti goes 5th quickest down to 6th as Caden goes 2nd quickest, a 132.139. Now we have a Haas coming around to start a timed lap. Which one was that? Was that Colton starting a timed lap? Now we'll have a Ferrari coming around. Troy goes 3rd quickest, 132.467, fastest of the drivers on the mediums. We'll have a Red Bull come around. That's Foursquare going 3rd quickest. 3rd out of 5 on the softs, a 132.429. For Foursquare. Now we'll have Jonathan Cox coming around to start a timed lap. The Renault, Ben coming around back to the pit lane. Looks like we'll have many things will be coming around on a flyer, I think. At the moment it is. And many things go 2nd quickest on 2 lap old softs. So 132.040. Not a bad showing at all. Yeah, something's not right there. Neil starts a timed lap. We'll have a Haas coming around. That is Colton wrapping up a timed lap. Colton, can he make it to Q3? He'll go 5th quickest for now on 2 lap old softs. Be a 132.435 for the Haas driver. And Troy hits the pit lane as TK comes around to start a timed lap. Has an invalid out lap. We'll have Foursquare coming around into the pit lane. A Williams and a McLaren coming around. Now we'll have a Mercedes driver coming around. That's Jonathan Cox heading through the final sector now. Jonathan heads down to turn number 15. Caution in sector 1. That's a Haas driver going slow. I think that's Colton. Sure, here comes Jonathan Cox through turn number 18. 2nd quickest on the mediums. 131.733 for the Mercedes driver. Next we'll have the other Mercedes driver coming around, Neil, as he works his way into the final set of corners, out of 16 down to a 17. And Neil goes 8th, quickest on mediums. My goodness, that was not a good lap for Neil. So I have the Ferrari of TK come round. He works his way down to turn 15. TK in his number 2 Ferrari. Final 2 corners, turn 17. And into the final corner, TK will go 9th quickest on those mediums. So top 10 will make it to Q3. So that means 5 will be eliminated. The bottom 5 will be eliminated. Looks like we'll have Charles coming around to start another timed lap. Right now he's out. He's in the red zone, the bottom 5. Charles, Freddie, Venti. Also still waiting a lap from Ryan, and Dan is on an out lap. Ryan, with 6 minutes remaining, has not made a move to the track, so he's going to put all his eggs in one basket. Assuming he's going to get a valid lap time. Here comes Ryan off the pit lane now. So he'll give himself some leeway to head back into the pit lane and fit another set of tires should he need to. Dan starts a timed lap. We're right on board with our 2-time series champ. And Dan has invalidated his lap. And in the bottom 5 already. That is not a good sign. Yeah, Venti trying to get out. And Charles also trying to get out of the bottom 5. All right, on board with Charles. Can he knock TK into the bottom 5? It's okay. Don't question the tendencies of him. Charles into the final corner. Can he get into the top 10? Charles! Oh my goodness, he'll miss it. He's on 2-lap old mediums. He'll miss it by about 7 1/100ths. And now we'll find Venti. Somehow trending in the green. But also that's not a particularly stellar lap he's trying to beat right now. That is major short shifting out of the Alfa Romeo. Sounds to me that he could be possibly, well, he would be on medium traction trying to keep the car under control by upshifting. We'll see Venti into the final 2 corners now. Can he knock TK out of 10? He will go 12. Venti will. And Freddie, major extend. Freddie's lap will be invalid. We'll see now Ryan. Can he knock TK out? TK is on an out lap to try to put Neil on the bubble. These are some names that I did not expect to be on the bubble, but Ben goes top of the charts as many things retires from the session. He feels he is safe in 4th position. Ben goes a 131.032. Ben feels he is safe. Cautions all over the place. Here comes Ryan down to the final 2 corners. Into the final corner, Ryan will go 12th quickest. We'll have the Renault of Dan into the final 2 corners. Can he knock TK? Dan will go 4th quickest, putting TK on the outside looking in. Wow, that is... And Team Orders is going to make Freddy not make it to Q3. He's out of fuel. That's terrible. Yeah, I mean, I feel like there could have been very easily a way that he would not even be in that position. But Neil looks like he's not going to take to the track, so Neil could be knocked out of Q3. So everybody but Neil is out on track now. And so Ryan is out of fuel. Ryan will not make it to Q3. And Ryan, Colton will be safe. Ryan will not make it. TK goes 2nd quickest, knocking Neil out of Q3. And now Troy on the bubble. No? Charles is 12th. Who's 50? Okay. Wait, yeah, Jonathan is 4th. Oh. Yeah, so Neil will not make it to Q3 for sure. Freddy will not make it to Q3 for sure. And Ryan will not make it to Q3 for sure. Venti is not going to make it to Q3. He's out of fuel and is invalidated lap time, so it's all up to Charles to try to knock out Troy, but Troy's also trying to get a faster lap that could put Colton on the bubble. Colton is not going to improve on his lap time. So Troy trying to defend himself. Charles is trending in the green by half a second. Charles right now would make it, provided Troy does not improve. But Troy is also improving by 2.5 tenths. Q2 getting down to the nitty gritty. It's going to be Charles, Troy, or Colton knocked out. Charles now in the green by 1.4 seconds, but Troy is in the green by 1 second. Charles is going to make it top of the charts. Did Colton get eliminated? Colton got eliminated by Troy. Okay. Relax. That's not pole. That's not pole. That's just Q3. You know, that was close, and somehow yeah, that was a little rough, but so Colton, Freddie, Ryan, Venti, and who else did not make it to Q3 out of that? Neil. Oh, right. That's crazy. Yeah, I get it. I'm just like that. Q3, now can you do that for the poll? So right now, Charles is the first driver who's going to set a lap time. Whether it's valid or invalidated is going to be another question. Yeah, but Foursquare in his return has made it to Q3. That's got to feel pretty good. Yeah, it was close. That gap, it was, yeah, 0.003. I was gonna say, is somebody gonna say no to a toe? But Charles is gonna start the first timed lap, followed by Jonathan Cox. Then we'll have TK, then Vereno of Dan, then Many Things, Foursquare, David, Ben, Caden. So that's 9 drivers. Troy is still in the pit lane. He's now leaving the pit lane now. Oh, Colton's. Maybe he's leaving and rejoining. Charles will not set the first valid lap time. Probably will be John Cox as he works his way through Sector 2 now. Heading down to turn number 10 that precedes V Long DRS back. It's not really a straightaway, but back. High speed section, the curve, I guess. 11 and 12. Colton has rejoined the session. It is in purple Sector 2 for Jonathan Cox because it is the first driver to go through Sector 2 valid at race pace. And down the short chute that precedes the final 2 corners, 17 and 18, for the Mercedes driver of Jonathan Cox. Jonathan will run a 1:30.543, followed by TK, who will go a 1:31.491. Then Renault driver Dan, 2-time series champ, heads the final corner. Turn number 18, we'll see Dan going third, a 1:32.104. The Red Bull of Foursquare comes to the final corner, and he will go 4th of 4, a 132.650. We'll find the AlphaTauri driver, David, coming around through the final corner, and David will go 3rd of 5, and he'll be followed by a Ferrari. That's Troy starting a timed lap and many things. Doing another, Ben will end up 3rd out of 6. 131.532 for Ben, and it is a 132.046 for David. So next up in the queue should be Caden with the next valid timed lap. As Charles has hit the pit lane once again, it'll be then many things and then Troy. No, Troy did many things. Oh, that's Dan letting people by. It's not a Renault crash. So here comes Caden through the final 2 corners. Caden, where will he end up out of 7? It'll be 4th, a 132.010. So look for Troy, who's on an absolute flyer. Has a slight toe from AlphaTauri. I almost said Toro Rosso. Purple, Sector 2, for the Ferrari driver. Into turn 15 and 16 now. What kind of a lap time are we looking for out of Troy? Jonathan. David goes 2nd. TK went 3rd, and Troy goes 2nd. It's a 130.819. Many things is last on track. It's a 132.221. So Charles will come around to start a timed lap. So we'll look for drivers trying to improve now. And looks like we'll have Caden hitting the pit lane. Or is he going? He's still going for Caden, I think. Oof. Sounded like one. So looks like nobody on the track right now is currently going for Dan is, and he's just invalidated. So it looks like nobody on the track is currently going for it other than Charles, who almost did exactly what Dan did, but kept it closer to the track limits. He'll keep it valid. Through turn 9, now on the way to turn 10. Looking for DRS in that Williams. Questionable, but team orders gets Charles to Q3. Where does he end up out of Q3? It's a purple Sector 2. Now to turn 15 and 16. Charles almost invalidated the lap time out at 16. But now through 17, one more corner to go. Charles looking pretty stout. He'll go 3rd quickest. 130.961. And that means at the moment, nobody's on a flyer. With 3 minutes and 40 seconds remaining, Ben is on an outlap. Take a look at the chat. Nobody's commented. And looks like we'll have an AlphaTauri Ferrari duo leaving the pit lane. And Ben now comes around to start a timed lap. Charles has retired from the session via menu. 45-0. So it looks like we've got Many Things, then Foursquare, and then Dan, followed by David, who will be the next drivers to set lap times to see if they improve. Ben with a purple, Sector 1. So Ben right now on a winless streak that dates all the way back to round 6 of last season. And Ben trying to outdo that right now, goes 4th quickest for 1,000, slower than Charles. Jonathan Cash has left the session. Hopefully he can rejoin before the race starts. Has Colton rejoined? I believe that was somebody rejoining the party. So we'll see now. Okay. Looks like we'll have Many Things leading the next charge around on flying laps, who is just invalidated. So it'll be Foursquare leading the next charge around on flying laps. Foursquare with a purple Sector 2. Pretty slow through turn 14, though. We'll see. Nailing 15. Now 16. And Many Things has invalid both of his laps, so Many Things will not improve out of 10th position. And Foursquare's invalidated in the final 2 corners. And Foursquare will stay 7th unless Dan has anything to say about that. It looks like Troy is retired. Oh, okay. I don't know if he has time to join the race. But should probably try now. Yeah, but quality's in the cooldown now. Try. Yes. All right, David will cross the line and stay 5th. And I don't have any party chat on the stream right now. So Jonathan Cox will start from the pole position. Seems like I can invite Hector anyway. I don't see him on my list. Okay. Anyway, it'll be Jonathan Cox starting from the pole position over Troy, Charles, Ben, David, TK, Foursquare, Caden, Dan, and Many Things. Rounds out the Q3 order. Alright, before we get going on our 27 lap event, we go on the all-important formation lap. Alright. If you join the interview waiting Discord channel, and I can get you in here. Yeah. Alright. Tell me when you're in the interview waiting. But yeah. But anyway, we are gonna go through our starting lineup. That being said, we'll have Jonathan Cox and Troy on the front row. It'll be the Mercedes and the Ferrari duo up front. Row number 2, the Williams of Charles and the Renault of Season 3 champ Ben. Row number 3 will find the AlphaTauri of David and the Ferrari of TK. Row 4, the Red Bull of Foursquare making his first start in 7 races, and Caden in McLaren. Row number 5. Number 5, we'll have Dan in the Renault and AlphaTauri of many things. Row number 6, the Haas of Colton and the Mercedes of Neil, starting from a shockingly low 12th position. Row number 7 will find the Haas of Ryan, alongside him the Alfa Romeo of Venti. Row number 8 will find the Williams of Freddie and the Red Bull of Robert. And starting from the 17th position, we'll have the Racing Point of Steven. And joining me in the booth is now going to be our defending series champ. We'll have Hector. And Hector, how you doing?
Surviving. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. I got to turn you up in Discord. You're pretty low. That's all right. I can do that, and you should be good. Go for it.
Yep. Hello.
Yep. Gotcha. All right. And yeah, so Dan just said root for the Renaults. So
yeah, we'll see.
And now we have 17 cars gridding up here for 27 laps around the Sochi Autodrome. And it's time to bring the action. We've got 5 red lights. You see, the game says that y'all have 5 red lights. And it's lights out, and away we go. And oh, there's a stalled Haas back there, dropping down a running order. That looks to be Colton. And Troy goes to the race lead up the right side. He'll clear Jonathan Cox. And look at the fan out as they head down to turn 2. Jonathan peeks to the inside of the Ferrari. It's Charles clear to 3rd. Jonathan stuck his wing in there. That almost could have been costly for both the Ferrari and Jonathan. Charles trying to get to 2nd position. It is very racy on 3rd. Back, we'll have the AlphaTauri of David and Many Things going at it for 6th. Looks like it's going to be Many Things running wide, trying to hold on to 6th, and everybody going wide back there in turn 4.
Looking like a really good start for Troy on the soft tire.
Yeah, Troy was able to now get to a 2nd advantage, and now Foursquare's back to the 9th position, now trying to fend off the McLaren of Caden, and it is still a lot of action further back. The AlphaTauri teammates continue to duke it out. Looks like it's singled out for the most part up front. And 1.2 seconds the advantage now Troy has over Jonathan. That will definitely close with Slipstream. And looks like the first lap battles start to thin out a little bit.
I'm watching.
Oh, TK! TK has collected Many Things as front wing for a donation. Looks like the wing looks mostly intact except for the left front winglet, and Troy goes the fastest as Colton leaves the session. Looks like he'll at least try to join back. Yeah, and that won't be. We'll have to look at laps individually now. Oh my god, the lunge from the Williams of Freddie. That was close. Dan with a 3-second time penalty.
Oh, what is that? That's just dangerous right there. That lunge. That would have caused NASCAR to get a warning and an unnecessary warning at that too.
For sure. And Freddie continues to duke it out. Caden has to go to the runoff to try to keep from hitting Many Things. His Many Things is slow with his wing damage, and Freddie's being aggressive moving forward. And so many issues going on back here. And contact the Williams. Many Things turned in on Freddie, but Freddie was going for the same spot as Many Things. And now it's
What is
Steven.
Freddie doing?
Steven up to the 10th position.
That's just. You don't do that.
And Many Things has got severe wing damage now. He'll be pinning this lap. DRS is enabled. Freddie with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And Colton has joined the session. And Charles, the launch to second. He goes wide. He has to slow down, and Jonathan goes back to second.
Even with the tire delta between soft and medium, I don't think John Cox should be losing this much time, especially considering he's actually quite pacey.
Yeah, this is. I'm very shocked at the pace advantage Troy has over Jonathan right now, but we'll see how strategy plays out into whose favor. And the intervals are no longer on the screen.
Well, I'll say right now, if there's a safety car within the next about 5 laps, John Cox has his race is done.
Yeah, as Foursquare has a 3-second time penalty, along with Robert and Charles. And Charles continues to try to find a way around Jonathan. I think maybe Charles could possibly be held up right now by Jonathan. Jonathan is on the mediums, so Charles on the softs. And I don't know if Charles has anything for Troy, but I guess we won't know until they can get to it.
I mean, Charles seems to be quite low in the ERS, so and also in that third sector right there, he's lost a good chunk of time, so he needs to be right up close if he wants to make a move with such little ERS.
So looking up here, Troy has never won an EWRL F1 race. Charles has never won an EWRL F1 race. Jonathan has only won once this season back at Belgium. Ben hasn't won since round 6 of last season. The top four definitely are hungry for a win, and I can see any one of these 4 drivers really getting it. All right, now Troy has the biggest advantage, 2.5 seconds, and a lot of racing to go. So we'll see if Troy can hang on to it. He's in his own zip code right now.
I'm glad Troy was able to break the DRS because that would have been crucial.
Yeah, it all comes down to how well your first 2 laps are, and if your competition is right behind you, because DRS, you'll be swarmed, and then tires start to become a factor. And I think Troy still would have been able to outpace Jonathan Cox because of their tire compound difference. But if Jonathan was up there, he would have been able to force Troy to push harder and use up those soft tires more. And then Jonathan would have the longer, I guess, the advantage of going longer on his set of tires.
I would like to disagree with that, just considering, yeah, they have the tire difference, but John Cox, on pace, he is the quicker driver, so right now, this is just the tire difference. The driver difference will come on later, but had they been on an equal tire, I think John Cox would have been leading.
For sure. And Caden with a 3-second time penalty, and most of everybody back from 7th to 12th has a time penalty of Foursquare. Freddie with the lunge, but he breaks to give Caden the spot. Figured out would have been dangerous and gave in. Red Bull of Robert has to go to the access road there off of turn 2. Another 3-second time penalty. Yeah. Y'all can't? Oh. Okay. And Steven has lagged out of the session. And
Well, that's not good.
for sure. And if Caden feels he has been impeded by a lagging car, then just any video evidence of that should be sufficient enough. Dan, right now, the two-time series champ, is looking to find his way around Foursquare. See if we can get a...
Yeah, it seems to have quite a good chunk of ERS to use, so if you can get a good launch off the last corner, it should be fine.
He said he's just trying to keep up with Foursquare, but if you say he's got ERS, and that should be a great advantage heading down the straightaway with the slipstream, the DRS, ERS. He's not using ERS, now he is. Closing in on...
far back.
Yeah, that was a little late to use it, but he's got it in his pocket.
Yep.
And that is the closest battle on track right now, is this battle for the 7th position, other than Charles and Jonathan.
Yeah, John Cox is making a bit of an inroads on Troy, but gained like, what, 7?
Yeah, and
I'm guessing that's the crossover point now between the soft and the medium.
I was just about, and Charles, another 3-second time penalty. I was just about to ask, what do you think is probably the maximum tire life for Troy to get use out of those softs?
Well, considering on a controller, he's in a bit of a bind. After doing the quali lap, he'll have at least, what, 5%, maybe 9% after the formation lap. So I wouldn't recommend to stretch him after lap 9, 10.
9 or 10. So yeah, this is now on the back half of that number.
Yeah.
And you can see visually now that Jonathan is closing the gap on Troy.
I think John Cox might have been caught out a little bit with Troy, though. Probably didn't expect him to do what he did off the line, but I can't really see how much ERS he has. He seems to have more than half a battery, though.
Yeah, I mean, Troy had an amazing off-the-grid start. That was absolutely insane. And look at the ERS there. Jonathan has really been using ERS. He's down at 30% now.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so is Troy. Troy's at 3%.
Yikes. Yeah, he can't be
With 1.9 seconds, the advantage out in front. But Jonathan has time penalties. Troy does not.
Okay, Troy just has to keep it clean. That's all he has to do now.
That's for sure. If Troy can keep it in between the white lines, he looks a lot better. And now it's getting close here. Caden on Steven. Steven's gone round. Oh, hard into the inside wall. That's gonna... That could be a full course caution. That was a heavy impact, and that will be a virtual safety car.
No way.
That was heavy.
That should have been a full safety.
That should be a safety car. That was insane.
Well, this falls right into Troy's hands. Actually, no, it doesn't. The safety car is probably going to be gone right before or right during his pit stop window.
Yeah, I don't see...
So he really should not take the gamble.
Yeah, I don't see the advantage of pitting right here. I mean, I see the advantage, but
yeah,
they're not close enough.
He could have done it if this was a
later
came
in the
out
lap.
right at pit entry. Yeah. Otherwise, you could see a repeat of what happened to John Cox at Japan.
He understands that. He will stay out. Watch him get to like turn 2 and the VSC. Oh no, it looks like the VSC's ending. Yeah.
Good chunk of ERS.
Oh, and a 3-second time penalty for many things. Under the VSC, and a drive-through penalty for Foursquare for speeding under the VSC. Did he just hit the gas a little too soon? Possibly.
I'm really hoping Ben closes up.
Yeah, Ben's 2 seconds back, and he needs to get the most out of these softs here to stick with Jonathan and Charles.
He has a good amount of ERS, so I'm telling you, if he decides that he wants to boost on his laps, you could easily shave that down and get into the DRS of Charles.
For sure. He's only 2 seconds back. He's got to cut half of that down. Freddie, another 3-second time penalty. If he can cut half of that down, now we're talking. And now Charles is now falling out slightly out of the DRS range. He's still at the back. Now he's gone over. And he does not open that rear wing. Charles has lost DRS to Jonathan.
Yeah, Charles is really low on ERS as well. Once you're below 5 or 10%, you don't get the full amount of normal ERS power. So even for normal races and medium, he won't have enough. He'll be derating the entire time. So this is the best time for Ben to start boosting and getting into the DRS of what's his name? Charles.
Yeah, TK just said David had hit the wall. You can see the left front winglet of that AlphaTauri is gone. That is going to have some effect to his lap time and his speed right now. He's in 5th. This is a great run for David. With that wing damage, TK quickly chasing. He's going to have DRS and ERS in slipstream. TK could easily take a wounded AlphaTauri on the straightaway, but he's also in a Ferrari. Now Venti into the 14th position.
I think Ben could pull the undercut and get ahead of Charles. Potentially get closer to John Cox, actually.
Wow, Killing for Cash right on by. Killing for Cash is also on fresh, soft tires. He's gone wide here. The battle for 14th is insane. Neil, a 3-second time penalty. And this is a real shock. Neil's back here in the 12th position. And he hasn't pitted yet. No, well, he has. Did he? We'll see here. Oh, that's a new thing. Neil has pitted. You can see how many time penalties. I did not know that. That's new, and I appreciate that. And that's new information to the broadcasts that can be used. 1/3 of the way through the Russian Grand Prix at the end of this lap. And Troy is quickly being caught by the Mercedes. 0.7 of a second now. The ERS. He's still got some DRS coming up. He's there. He's going to have slipstream. This could be a passer to lead. Starting lap 10. He's on the overtake. He's used up all his ERS, but he's going to have DRS. Slipstream. He's going to pull out to the right side here. Side by side, Jonathan will breeze right on by the Ferrari of Troy to the race lead.
Yeah, now he's going to be losing way too much time. He should have pitted. But he, as long as he keeps around that 3-second window, this should still be in his hands.
For sure. I wonder, is this a one-stop? Would he be going to the mediums and going 17 laps on the mediums, or?
Yeah, this is a one-stop soft medium.
Okay, yeah, this is a one-stop. I recall Rush. Oh, wow, that was a weird line, and Troy is pushing hard. That was, I recall Rush actually being very good for tire wear.
Yeah, oh.
And Ben has gone to 3rd. Charles has pitted and is coming out on the mediums. Back in the 7th position. So Charles actually trying to get the undercut on Troy, possibly. 3-second time penalty for Venti. Now, nearly everybody in here has got time penalties except for Troy, TK, David, and the Hash drivers. So the Ferrari and the Hash drivers and David. David, the biggest shock. Oh, not Venti.
Oh, Troy's still not pitted. Jeez.
3-second time penalty for Colton.
Oh, now he pissed.
Charles being very demanding to his other teammate, asking for him not to hold him. I can understand, you know, I want to be held up, but yeah.
Well, his racecraft has been pretty sus, so.
Ben into the pit lane along with Troy. David in as well. Freddie, he's going to be going up the running order here. Troy's coming on pit exit. Freddie into 3rd. Oh, he's going to have a Ferrari and a Williams on fresh tires behind him. Now this can get interesting. And the battle for the potential win or 2nd position is going on right here between Troy and Charles. That was pretty. That was an extend from the Williams of Charles.
This isn't going to be good for Troy. Needs a dispatch of Devil immediately.
Yeah, he's gonna send it to the right side. And Troy gets the third. Charles, he's gonna look to the right side of the teammate. And Freddie will let him through. Ben's now come out also behind the Williams of Freddie. And though he doesn't want to be behind him, he will get... Oh, no, he did not get DRS off of Freddie. We'll send it to the left side here, and it's a purple sector 2 for Vareno of Ben. He clears to 5th. 3-second time penalty for the Red Bull of Killing for Cash. 4 Square duking it out with David. David on fresh mediums to 4 Square's 10 lap old softs, and into the pit lane goes TK. Oh, Caden has gone around, has got into it with somebody. Caden and Dan have had an incident on fresh mediums. And Caden's going to have to head back into the pit lane. That's very detrimental to his race. Like, Dan should be okay to continue. And Neil's gone up to 8th. And this, I don't know what strategy Neil's going for here. But him starting 12th was not ideal. And Jonathan now has a pit stop advantage over Troy. Troy needs to get on it. Still haven't get to pit Ryan, Jonathan, but they're looking to take the life of those mediums pretty much until the lifespan of the softs remaining in the race. So I would expect them to come in 16, 17, 18, somewhere around there.
Yeah, you would say so.
Jonathan, 3-second time penalty up front.
Again?
It's not going to help his case. We will look at it, and it's 6 seconds worth of time penalties. Same with Charles, 3 seconds worth of Ben.
Yeah, that's race over. That's race over now.
Oh, that's
Troy
fair.
Troy just needs to keep it consistent, keep it clean, no penalties. That's how he's going to win the race.
Yeah, if Troy doesn't get pressured by Charles, Troy is looking
Charles
pretty...
can go past, and it wouldn't really matter.
And so, yeah, Charles also has 6 seconds. But Troy cannot be slowed down by Charles if he lets him through.
Yeah, but he can save the ERS and just stay there.
And another 3-second time penalty for Charles. Make that 9 seconds.
Yeah. That was interesting.
We continue to watch this battle for second, as this could be the battle for the win, depending on where Jonathan comes out and how time penalties work out at the end of the race. We are past halfway now in the Russian Grand Prix. We've had one virtual safety car for a heavy accident coming off of turn number 4 with Steven absolutely annihilating the wall. We got a battle back here with Dan on Neil. 3-second time penalty for killing for cash. Dan goes by for the 8th position. And Charles is pushing to keep up with Troy at this point. Charles... At this point, Troy just has fresher mediums than Charles. Now, the fact that Troy has not made up any time on Jonathan is surprising me.
Yeah, he might be suffering from my own syndrome.
Yeah.
He's not being quick enough on the second stint.
And Troy might doesn't see Jonathan Cox physically in front of him and may not be pushing hard enough to, you know, try to close that pit stop gap right now down. You know, take 24, subtract 6, that's still 18 seconds, and then they'll be racing on pit exit pretty much. I mean, theoretically, they would be racing on pit exit.
Ouch. Troy has no ERS. That's killing him.
Yeah. And Ben with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings.
Is that set?
Neil hitting into pit lane, and I don't know what the end game is for Neil. I mean, points. I don't know what he's gonna do. It's another set of softs.
Oh yeah, he's killed his race if he's not ran a different compound.
I feel like he has, because this is his third stop, Neil, or his second stop. What is this? Yeah, this is his second stop. And he did start on mediums.
Oh, okay. Something must have happened, but I don't know what the need for that was.
He started 12th, and he's been 12th all race. Colton was trying to get 12th. Charles closing the gap on Troy, but that gap to Troy and Jonathan has stayed stagnant at 24 and a 1/10 of a second. It is starting to get dark out there. Could rain be a factor? It might not be quick enough, but
John Cox in the pits.
yeah, into the pit lane. He's leaving the pit lane now.
This is going to be make or break for John Cox.
Oh, he's getting past right here, easy. Wow, that interval was... Unless pit lane, or he had a slow pit entry, or had to replace a wing or something. Jonathan will come out behind Charles. And with 6 seconds worth of penalties, or 9 seconds for Charles, Jonathan... So Troy needs to fend off Jonathan as long as he can, and then not let him get more than 6 seconds ahead of him. And Troy will win this race. But Jonathan's going to be on softs. And then Jonathan...
the tire delta is insane. Especially if it's John Cox driving compared to Troy, it's going to be really difficult for him to beat.
But the tire fall off at the end of Jonathan's softs life could be another factor.
Yeah, but it won't be too bad because he won't be on enough fuel for it to be a major factor.
So we'll see here. Jonathan has 6 seconds worth of penalties, and he's going for the race lead now. We'll take a look at fastest lap. It has gotten really dark over the circuit. A lot of overcast. Looks like David at the moment has the fastest lap, but Jonathan also just put on softs, and that should change quickly. Well, yeah, but that lap is not going to count. At the moment, you do. But with Neil and Jonathan on fresh, soft tires, I don't see that lasting long. Troy at 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. And a caution in Sector 1. Roberts gone around to the VSC. Oh my goodness. The gap already is 2 seconds between Jonathan and Troy. I think Jonathan's won this race just at the rate he was gaining on Troy.
Yeah, that's kind of what I was saying between the tire delta and it being John Cox. Again, nothing with Troy, but the driver difference and the tire difference is going to be what makes the race now. And Troy has a penalty now, so yeah.
Oh, wow. Under VSC.
Probably
not
caught it
you.
right before. That's a shame.
So Troy with a 3-second time penalty when it's most crucial. And it's go, go, go with Jonathan on fresher and softer tires than Troy. Jonathan just really can't make a mistake at this point, and Robert has retired from the session. I believe from the menu. He's in the pit lane, I believe. And there's an Alfa Romeo coming off the pit lane. That's Venti. And Caden. Venti right in front of the Mercedes of Jonathan. This could be detrimental. Oh, that was close. My goodness. That was close between Venti and Jonathan. So the AlphaTauri drivers battling for the final point, and both of them on fresh soft going for fastest lap. And right now Troy has the fastest lap. There's a lot of lap cars over here, my goodness. Caden and Venti battling for the 14th position. And this battle for last is going to go to the wire. Well, actually, no. Venti's on, or Caden's on softs, and Venti's on hards. Venti on fresh hards with 8 laps to go in the race. Or 9 laps to go in the race. That's a weird strategy call. And many things has invalidated his fastest lap attempt in the final corner. This battle for 7th is going at it. Freddie on 6-lap-old mediums to Ryan's 1-lap-old softs. And another 3-second time penalty for Freddie. And now Ben maybe trying to take second. All of these drivers on the same tire life for the most part. Charles on 1-lap older mediums. Ben has entered the mix for a podium.
I think there should be easy pickings for Ben if he has the lower fuel pace.
Ryan Freddie kneeled David, many things, all in an insane battle back here for 7th. David goes up to 9th on Neil. And Freddie's done pretty well for himself after last season. Most of his starts, he was pretty low in the running order. Would end up not finishing races quite a few times, and he's really turned it up. He's got himself points, a full-time ride. He's battling for points again. That's fair. He does have a lot of time penalties. At 15 seconds to David's none, and Freddie goes wide. Lets them both by. Well, I mean, he's way behind Ryan anyway. Three-second time penalty for Venti for multiple warnings. And Ben desperately wants a way around Charles and Troy. Three-second time penalty for many things. Yeah, this battle for the podium is going to go to the wire here. Everybody on the same tire life. 2nd through 4th. Well, 2nd through 5th, but TK's 15 seconds behind this battle. And another 3-second time penalty for Freddie. I've seen 45.
Nope, I've got to go, so I'll talk to you later.
How do you know that? Charles to the inside on Troy. And there's a caution. There's Ben's gone round. And Ben's destroyed his front wing. And Ben will not get a podium today. That... Charles, a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. That's 1 minute and 4 seconds of time penalties. I can't fathom having a minute worth of corner cutting penalties. Yeah, it's smooth sailing for Jonathan. He just needs to keep the car under him. And a 5-second speeding penalty. A 5-second time penalty for Ben for speeding into the pit lane. Bad day gone worse for Ben. This potentially gives a top 5 to his teammate and brother. They continue to replace the front wing. Ben is still stopped, and he's just leaving the box now. Plus a 5-second time penalty, which I think has to be served in a pit stop form. So Dan's looking pretty for a top 5. Oh, yes, he is. That time penalty difference is... You're also just barely in range. And it's a virtual safety car. Colton is retired from the session. at the start finish line. We've had 3 virtual safety cars and a 5-second penalty for collision with Freddy. We'll see. Oh, right there on the front straightaway on the right-hand side. My goodness. It's a rough angle. Looks like the VSC is ending as Jonathan's basically at full speed. And it looks like Venti will get 14th after all. It's a drive-through penalty for speeding under safety car. And that's not easily retractable. And it'll be not a double point stay for AlphaTauri today. Could no, never mind. I forgot Many Things has his own book of time penalties as well. Many Things hits the pit lane with 14 seconds worth of time penalties. I don't even know if that'll get him to points. Already down to 11th. Charles continues to slipstream. He looks on Troy, but does not send it. And Neil trying to take 8th from Ryan. Neil to the right side. 48th position. Almost contact. Looks like Neil clears Ryan and a 3-second time penalty for race leader Jonathan Cox. And you know what? If Troy didn't get a 3-second time penalty earlier, it's a 1.5-second margin that is still questionable, but with his 3-second time penalty, that still takes it out of the equation of a potential victory. But Jonathan also would have to go mistake free and then not field a tire dag of his soft tires. And another 3-second time penalty for Charles. I think TK just got a podium. TK does not have time penalties. He's got to keep it clean, of course. Next turn. Well, TK in prime position for a double Ferrari podium. Alright, but the Park brothers going at it, but Ben with 5 seconds more in time penalties. Okay. Fourscore trying to stay on the lead lap in his first race in 7 starts. Troy. Troy is 12.5 seconds behind Jonathan Cox. So, a mistake-free final half a lap, or lap and a half for the Mercedes. And a second win on the season is in the wings. And it's another 3-second time penalty. Fastest lap is David right now for 33.3. Oh, y'all tied! Oh my goodness, they tied. I don't know. I hope. Oh, Jonathan is close. He ran a 33.6. it would go to who's first, and I would. It's now final lap for Jonathan Cox, and we look at the fastest lap. Look at it once again to make sure. Ben and David have tied for the fastest lap. Yes. That is crazy. Take a look at the penalties, and it's another 3 seconds for many things. Foursquare's gone a lap down to Jonathan Cox. It doesn't matter, because Foursquare would complete one less lap. Foursquare wants to get 11th, possibly 10th, but Jonathan keeping Foursquare a lap down could keep Foursquare out of points. Actually, no, I don't think it'd be close enough. No, it could have been. But Jonathan will come out of the final corner and win for the second time the Russian Grand Prix. The battle for second went long enough, but Troy fends off Charles for second. Now does Charles hang on for a podium? Caden, another 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. TK to the line. Gets third by 0.8 of a second. It is a double Ferrari podium. And Ben gets 5th over Dan. David goes 5th. So Ben may have the fastest lap. Oh, and Ben's dropping out of running order big time. Ryan goes 7th. And Freddie at the moment has a point. And fastest lap at the moment, TK 351. Oh, that's no way. Never mind. I read it wrong. And driver of the day, Ryan. It is a second win on the season for Jonathan Cox, and it's a double Ferrari podium for Troy and TK. Fastest lap looks like it has gone Ben's way. And it could be the third top 5. No, never mind. The second top 5 on the season for David. Take a look at lap here. It is 685, 368 for David, 355 for Ben. It looks like that is the case. And then must look at race director for these incidents. I've got a book. So we'll get a double Ferrari interview and Jonathan Cox interview if we can. And a second top 5 of the season for David. And Understandably so. I think Charles is livid. Looks like Charles is rejoining the party. And Jonathan is connecting. Yep. All right.
All right.
Let's see. And we'll go in reverse grid order, and TK third. It is, well, yeah, third place for you today, and it is your second podium on the season. It looks like it'll help you greatly pass many things and pillars in points. So, second podium on the season, looking like fifth in the driver standings. How you feeling?
I was just trying to maintain. That's all that race was. Like David had made the comment that he wasn't sure if he was faster than me with the broken wing or not. Well, I was just trying to run a clean race. I took a warning on the first lap and then a warning on the fourth lap, and then after that I was like, I'm not going to take a penalty today, because I actually thought I had a good chance at points, seeing how fast like early people caught penalties. So I just tried to keep my nose free and run clean.
I was just about to ask, how'd you keep it penalty free? How hard was it to keep it penalty free? Because it's so enticing to cut the corners here because they're all painted and paved.
It wasn't so bad. Like I just backed off a lot more than I normally would, I guess. Wasn't pushing like I would in like quali or something like that. I just tried to be mellow, I guess is a good way to put it. Mellow.
Fair enough.
I wasn't too worried, especially knowing that Troy was battling for the win, so I know that if I got if I stayed penalty free and I could stay within the barrier, that me and Troy could get a double podium, and it just so happened to work.
Yeah, for sure. What was the strategy today? Because it looked like a pretty simple one stop. Was it for you just the soft medium?
I was hoping we'd have an actual safety car there at the end. That last VSC, I was hoping it'd be an actual safety car. Because if it was like that, I feel like I could have probably won the race.
Oh.
Being as I had no penalties and everybody in front of me had penalties, if I could have just stayed within the gap, I feel like I could have won. But I'm okay with a third.
That's fair enough. And so once again, fifth in the driver standings. In constructors, Renault, both of you finished ahead of Renault, so that gap is coming down. That was 73 coming into today. Should be somewhere in the 60s with well over half the season to go. What's the game plan for you as a driver, and then as Ferrari as a constructor to move on up the driver standings?
Just to remain consistent. Troy and I are teammates in another league, and Troy, we do very well there. We manage very well. We communicate a lot. We go over strategies. We share, setups at times. So it's good to have a good relationship like that with my teammate in this league and another league.
Yeah, fair enough. The power of you two being teammates, it's rose to the occasion today. A double Ferrari podium, third place finish for you, second podium for you this season. I think third overall or fourth overall. But at least I know for sure second this season. And congratulations to you and your third place finish. And best luck to you next week at Spain.
Thanks, mate.
Right on, and we'll join the other Ferrari driver and Troy. At one point, you were the prime driver to take the win of this race. Did you ever feel like you were in that position of leverage over Jonathan, or were you just kind of writing it out and seeing that you were most likely going to end up second based on his strategy of going mediums to softs?
I think honestly, strategy-wise, it was pretty even. I don't think strategy mattered too much. It was just the thing that I used up my ERS and quite early. So around lap 10 or so, I had almost no ERS at all. So when I actually had to close the gap down when he was on the old mediums, I couldn't. And that's probably why he won. And then I'm also a bit like disappointed why I got my time penalty, which would have saved me and probably won me the race with a couple of tens. But I mean, Jonathan probably also got some stupid penalties he didn't want. So, I mean, it's even, and I accept the second place. That's what I was hoping for when I started the race.
Fair enough. As you just heard, TK was talking about you two being teammates in another league. How is it having a teammate like TK and y'all performing at a level like this, where y'all are both up there and contending for top fives and podiums almost every week?
Yeah, it's just like TK said. We have a really good relationship. We communicate a lot, and I think both of us are consistent, and we're getting a lot of points every single weekend. So I think as a team, we're pretty dangerous and can probably contest for the title if Hector doesn't get a teammate soon, probably.
Yeah, for sure. Well, Foursquare joined up today, but he was not able to finish in the points. We'll see how all things go in that regard. Coming into today, you had a 47-point deficit to Troy, or I'm sorry, to Hector. You are Troy. Leaving today, 29 points, just over a full race. How does that make you feel? And with well over half the season to go, do you think 29 points is achievable?
If Hector was another driver who was pretty much equal to me in pace, I would probably be a bit more motivated to drive better and get better finishes. But I know that Hector's probably going to run away with it if he's continuing to race. So it's nothing I'm aiming for to close the gap down to Hector. I'm just trying to hold me up in the top twos, top threes probably, and more defend my positions against the guys coming from below.
Fair enough. And then what can we expect out of you at Spain?
What did you say? Sorry.
I'm sorry. What can we expect out of you at Spain next week?
Oh, I don't know. Probably it depends on who's racing again, but probably a podium, I would say. And I think strategy plays a huge part there, and safety car, so you never know what happens. But probably a podium. That's what I'm aiming for.
Hey, fair enough. Congratulations on your double Ferrari podium with your teammate TK today. And quick maths here. That is your 7th podium on the season. Your only podium race you didn't score podium this season was Belgium, where you didn't score a single point. So congratulations to you on that. That is pretty remarkable. And best luck to you next week at Spain.
Thank you.
And we're joined now, race winner Jonathan, 2nd win on the season. Does this one feel any better than the one at Belgium? I mean, you look like you had the field pretty much on lock both races, maybe a little bit less of a lock today. Yeah, how does it feel? I guess you're getting your 2nd win here.
Yeah, it was a great win. This one, I don't know how to explain it, but I kind of like deserved the victory prior because of pace, but it was like a decent battle with Troy as well. But yeah, I'm delighted with the victory. But yeah, I'm pleased, and there's nothing more I can say really about that.
Do you think you starting on the mediums, going to softs later in the race compared to Troy and Charles starting on softs and going to mediums helped out in any way?
No, strategy was even. Even like Troy said, the strategy was even. But I think being on the softs was a big advantage towards the end of the race, due to the fact that there's more pace on the softs rather than the mediums. But yeah, softs were more faster, but I still couldn't get the fastest lap, which were kind of annoying, but I'm still happy with the victory, 25 points. So, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I was actually wondering, you were, of course, a very fast driver week in and week out. That's obviously why you're contending for wins and podiums most weeks. But fastest lap came from further on down the grid. Do you think it was just because they pitted for softs later and you had more worn softs when your fuel tank was lighter?
Yeah, I reckon so.
All right.
Yeah, possibly. But mate, I was mainly conserving my tires as well. I was just trying to control my pace, control my ERS, and just managing the car, get it home. And I got some stupid penalties, which I could have avoided, but you live and learn and just get on with it.
I was just about to ask, did you know that the race was that close based on time penalties? Maybe one more 3-second time penalty and you're not the winner of this race?
Yeah, I think one more penalty, I think, yeah, it'd have beaten me, but not by much. Yeah, but...
Well, did you know that there in those final laps that you just had to keep it tidy, or?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I knew the last 2 or 3 laps that I had to keep it tidy. I had to keep it tidy and keep it on the tarmac and not go wide on any corners. So yeah, I managed to keep it to within the lines, and I managed to get the victory.
Go, Jono.
Fair enough. Congratulations on your second win. What do you how do you feel about Spain next week?
Yeah, I like Spain. It's a great track. It's quite challenging as well. But yeah, I seem to go pretty well around Spain. So you never know. But yeah, I go really well around Spain. So I'm looking forward to it.
Hey, fair enough. Congratulations on your second win on the season. Best of luck to you next week as we head to Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. And yeah, great race today.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Right on. Well, for our Russian Grand Prix, that was a pretty entertaining Russian race. Second place was always in close proximity of one another, and the winner of the race still wasn't necessarily clear to us until the final laps were starting to really dictate that Jonathan was going to be able to keep the time penalties to a minimum in that final stint. And yeah, I mean, as far as Russian Grand Prix go, that was pretty entertaining. And that being said, that is going to conclude tonight's coverage of the Extreme World Racing League's Formula 1 Season 5, Round Number 8, Russian Grand Prix, and we'll continue the coverage next Sunday evening, 6:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 10:30 p.m. Greenwich Mean Time, for the Spanish Grand Prix at Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya. Not going to want to miss it. Circuit de Barcelona, Catalunya, that's the traditional test track that Formula 1 has and uses at the beginning of each season. You'll see those new cars for the season taking to the track at Barcelona, and the racing it produces there is quite interesting. I guess we'll have to wait and see whether Barcelona's a strategy or an accident-filled race. Until then, they'll stay safe, they'll stay warm. We'll see you next weekend.